have wanted to make a series for the longest time, but I was so afraid of what people would think and how they would judge me. I was even more scared I would mess up. I stopped writing. I felt jealous of people even making the smallest projects. I started asking myself, you're always so angry and sad. Why not just keep trying? Yeah, things aren't looking good, but it's not the end of the world. So here's how I conquer fear right now. Getting started. Every time you turn on the TV and you get to see any person's story, any show, any movie, you always see the character start. They will be reluctant most of the time, but they start. I have a magical girl named Zay who lives in a steampunk world where she travels in time to solve the mystery of why her home, once filled with joy and hope, is replaced with all this pain and corruption. And the only reason anyone is going to keep watching is if she starts. No one wants to watch someone be in their safe space. Limit on what you do. When I started my first project, I always say, go big or go home. And then I go home. I started making the turkey before I even had the greens ready. I need to place limits on things I do because it makes things easier, whether it's on the animation, on the backgrounds, on whatever I'm doing. And it may be the same for you because your mind can go to the point where it's endless on the possibilities of what you can do. And you just feel scared afterwards because it's so much and so overwhelming. You can always draw a tree, but can you draw a tree with only one shape? People will always have an opinion. I have been more scared of people having an opinion of me than I ever was before. Because they can say anything they want and leave. And you're left wondering, why did they say that? What's going on? But everyone's going to have an opinion of who you are, what your work is, and what you do. People even have an opinion on me doing YouTube. So, are you going to have an opinion and let people define you? Or are you gonna put in the effort and define yourself? This isn't easy at all because it takes a long time before even people realize who they are. But you can make it work. And you can make it so that no one else can define who you really are. Some people may know you better than others, but that's life. Sometimes it's like that. Finishing is something I truly need to work on. One of my favorite artists, Trent Kanuga, I hope I'm saying his name right, said in a video that many people love the idea of making games, but the people who actually matter are the people who finish making a game, even if it's the small games. Now this is me paraphrasing, but when you see someone make a tiny platformer game, that's pretty incredible. Someone learned how to code, put in the game assets, and even learned how to make it enjoyable, depending on which game you see. Now, am I going to be the one who's in love with the idea of making something, or am I going to be the one who takes on the challenge, big or small, and say, I'm going to finish it? It's gonna be hard because you want to be doing something else because
shiny thing.
If that's you, trust me, I get it. But there's also picking your own battles. Are you gonna pick the battle where you never finish anything and never move on? Or are you going to finish that thing, learn from it, and keep going? The choice is really yours. And the last one, which I learned from a lot of dear friends, is to be kind to yourself. When things get hard, when my social media flopped, I hated everything. And it just felt awful to post and most people don't even see or not getting any followers. And I just kept saying, you're the idiot. You're the worst. It's all your fault. A lot of the times, yeah, it was my fault. But it doesn't mean I have to tell myself I'm a horrible person. We're going to be doing this for a long time, depending on what you do. So just dust yourself off, cry for a bit if necessary, and walk in. Because there's so many things that we can be doing. For me, I'm learning programming, designing characters, writing story, and I don't want this to last for years on end. But if you want to see the process of how I made an animation test of my character Zay in only 2 hours, you can watch the next video. I'll see you around.